COVID-19 affects the lives of many people in this 1 year in various ways, like mentally, emotionally, financially, and physically too. Some people lost their beloved ones, some lost their bank balance, some went through a huge crisis, some lost their jobs. But I went through all of these at the same time. 2020 had destroyed everything. I remember we were a happy family. I always felt like I have a special blessing from God in the form of my family. We belonged to the middle-class people, who were not included in the list of rich people and not very poor people either. My father had to work hard daily to earn. He was a salesman, but he always thought about our happiness. I always felt bad about him because he was growing older and older. I wanted to help him. I wanted to give him a long rest from his daily hard work. I was a medical student at that time and I did well in my studies. I promised myself, after completing my degree, I would give my parents all the happiness that they deserve. So, I was waiting for the completion of my degree. 2020 was the last year of my degree, and I was happy that there was only 1 year left. After that, I could serve my parents. I could give my father a rest after a long time of hard work. But who knew, 2020 would destroy my everything? Who knew, 2020 would take away my father? Who knew, 2020 would break me from every aspect? That was the start of 2020, everything was going well. I was happy because I had my complete family. Suddenly, a deadly virus started spreading. Lockdown happened all over. My classes became online because COVID-19 was increasing at a dangerous level. We were all following the SOPs, like not going outside and wearing masks. Since I was a medical student, I strictly followed them myself and forced my parents to do the same. I was their only child and they were very proud of me. But suddenly, my father showed symptoms of COVID-19. He started coughing and had difficulty breathing. I understood the condition and took him to the hospital for treatment. His COVID-19 test became positive. I took him to the hospital where I was practicing because I was in my last year of medical studies. In the last year, medical students have to attend patients and wards. Many of the doctors were my professors and teachers. They kept my father under their keen observation and I was also present there 24 hours for him. My father started showing recovery at first, I was happy. But my luck was not good enough. He was an asthmatic patient for a long time and the coronavirus was itself very dangerous. He was put on the ventilator. We were trying our best to recover him. Seeing my father on a ventilator was very heartbreaking for me. Heartbreaking is such a small word for that, even I can't describe the emotions and feelings that I faced that time. I knew very well what was the meaning of being on a ventilator. I couldn't talk to him. I prayed to God to say my father is so precious to me. That was the start of my emotional breakdown. I couldn't understand what was happening. 15 days before he was doing lunch with me and we were discussing many things. My father was very close to me. He knew all my secrets like my best friend. He supported me in every decision. But now my best friend was not answering me. I wanted to share my pain with him. I wanted to hug him and share everything that I was going through. But he was not answering. I was breaking every day. I was feeling guilty that I couldn't do anything to save him. I was dying daily. That was March 30th, 2020, when I got to know that my father, my best friend, my protector was no more now. I wanted to hit my head on the walls of the hospital. I wanted to beat the doctor. How could he say that he is no more? Was that so easy to say? I was not ready to accept what was happening. How could I tell my mom that he is no more now? COVID-19 destroyed my everything. I was not emerging from that pain and grief. I didn't know how to continue life. I didn't want to do anything at that stage of life. I wanted to quit my studies. I was not interested in studies anymore. I started going into depression when I realized I will never see my father's face again. My last year's exams were in May. Due to my father's death, I never touched my books in these 3 months, even though I didn't want to give up on my exams. I started thinking that this world is so temporary, so why are we doing these things? I did my final year exams with no preparation, which was online. When the result came, I found out that I failed in 3 subjects out of 5. But that couldn't affect me because everything close to me was destroyed, everything was gone. I was in severe depression. I started cutting off from all my friends, colleagues, and even my mom too. We were not rich, we didn't have any savings. We had to earn on a daily basis to eat. We were going down and down every day financially. That was August 2020, when I started doing small sales in place of my father. But COVID-19 was everywhere. I couldn't do any other job even though sales were too small due to the lockdown. And I had to pass my last year to get my degree. I didn't want to do that at all, but I had to do that. I had no other option. If I didn't do a job, who would do that? If I didn't complete my graduation, how would I earn for my mom? So, I had to do that. I was surrounded by disappointment from everywhere. But I did a job for my mom. I completed my graduation for her, to give her a good life. I attempted my summer classes and did my job altogether. Yeah, that was difficult for me, but not more than my father's death. I worked as a salesman for a whole 9 months from August 2020 to April 2021 because I had no other option. My summer result came in April. I passed all my 3 subjects. As I completed my last year, I got a job in May because the COVID-19 demand for doctors was increasing every day. Now it's August 2021, I am serving patients. I don't want anyone to feel the same pain and pass through the same grief as I passed. Now, I am helping people to save their beloved ones. Because I know your life changes by losing even a single member of your family. I can't get back my father at any cost, but I realize that I can't stop anything. And I have to give all the happiness of this world to my mom.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story. For more stories like this, please subscribe and turn on notification. If you can like, share or comment, it will be very helpful to me and very much appreciated.